Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I'm going to discuss an interesting request made via the Acupuncture is My Life app. And if you don't already have the app, feel free to download it. It's free at the Apple Store if you're an iPhone user, Google Play Store if you're an Android user. Someone had sent an interesting message, and she's from the Netherlands, asking we discuss ways in which a person can improve lung health. Now, especially with the times that we're faced with globally, I found that to be an interesting question, and so I decided to dedicate this podcast to it because there's much in the way of concern with regard to different viruses, including flu, pneumonia, common cold, and so forth. Many individuals are pretty concerned and would like to know ways in which they can improve lung health. Now, as part of that message, because it wasn't the entire message, it began with, how can acupuncture improve lung health? And outside of acupuncture, what are ways an individual can improve lung health as well? Now, acupuncture, and it's not just acupuncture, that would be beneficial in this situation, but acupuncture, moxibustion therapy, and cupping therapy are great for improving lung health, especially sliding fire cupping therapy. And I love doing that myself, especially on patients who catch viruses similar to the common cold, such as the flu, pneumonia, and others. But moxibustion therapy works well, and so does acupuncture. Now, outside of acupuncture, I would recommend regular exercise. Exercise is very important for strengthening our lungs because our lungs function like a pump. And to keep this pump operating at an optimal level, we need to keep our muscles in good shape. And I speak of this plenty in past podcasts. And exercise with a focus on cardiovascular, not only cardiovascular, but with a key focus on cardiovascular, it's the best way. And it only takes 20 to 30 minutes a day. Why? Because you want to increase aerobic demand. And this is done through brisk walking, jogging, light jogging, incline walking. And if you really want to spice it up, a little bit of anaerobic exercise as well, along with it. You start slow. It's really simple. And many individuals think, hitting the track, running a couple of miles, and many individuals can't do that. They're not at a physical stage in which they can do that. And no, that's not what I'm speaking of. Just simple walks, whether it's in your neighborhood, on the beach or along the beach, park, side road. And especially if you have asthma, you want to start with small circuit type of exercise, like brisk walks. Start small, but start somewhere. Because I say this over and over, health is wealth. The wealth isn't in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your purse. It's not in your pocket. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. That's where the wealth is. It's in you. And to add to these walks, and I don't know if you're able to put it together yet. I'm not a huge advocate of indoors and being in the gym. This is why I speak of walks for the most part. Getting out, because the sun is going to give you vitamin D. Because if you're deficient in vitamin D, you're going to be faced with a deficit in lung function. Many individuals are unaware of that. And it's not just getting outdoors. I mean, you can get vitamin D through the types of food you eat, such as egg yolks, fatty fish. I'm not a fan of dairy whatsoever. And I'm not a fan of supplementation as well. Because what you can get from supplements, you can get from food. And you have to eat. So why not be creative? A well-balanced diet will give you everything in which you need. And vitamin D is super important, especially if you suffer from asthma or COPD. Acupuncture, cupping, and moxibustion therapy, infrared therapy is great for COPD and asthma. See an acupuncturist. I say this over and over, along with your annual visits to see your physician. Regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. It's hard for many things to go wrong when it comes to health. Another is breathing exercises. Why? Because when a person is stressed, they do plenty of damage to their respiratory system. You want to reduce stress? Do deep breathing exercises to increase lung capacity. And especially practice deep breathing exercises when you're recovering from a respiratory infection as well. Oh my goodness. You'll be shocked. But back to the stress aspect of it. When we're stressed, we don't breathe properly. Deep breathing exercises tends to calm our nervous system and take us from a sympathetic state to that being fight or flight, to a parasympathetic state, rest and relaxation. Another thing I speak of a lot is getting plenty of sleep. And I won't stop expressing this. It's important. Sleep is great for the lungs. Sleep deprivation wreaks havoc on the immune system. Lack of sleep makes us super vulnerable to respiratory infections. Sleep is important. Now, I'm saying all of this along with acupuncture treatments, which can include moxibustion therapy and cupping therapy. Very important. You know what? If you're operating a vehicle right now, do me a favor and pull it over to the side of the road. And if you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. And if you're carrying or lifting something heavy at the moment, take a moment and rest it down. Why? Because I need everyone in a relaxed state right now, because I need you to close your eyes and I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new, and brand new you are. Now another thing that you can do is get rid of the unhealthy lifestyle habits, like smoking cigarettes, vaping, sitting around the fireplace with your feet up, wood-burning stoves. These things can irritate a person's airways. Airways. Yes, it can. Helpful hint: when you do exercise, avoid places with terrible air quality and crowds of people. Tons of crowds. Now, poor air quality, that means, I see this happen so much and it irritates me. It annoys me to no end to see individuals running, jogging miles alongside of a highway or city streets. No. You're sucking up auto emissions. Why? Why would you want to do that? You want to run with this, it's not crowded, not a lot of cars, tons of trees, and so forth. That's what you want to focus on. Okay? And along with doing all of this, do yourself another favor and just simply make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?